Hey everyone, welcome to Let's Talk Tuesday. It's Coach Laurie. I know it's been a while. I'm so glad to see you. I'm glad you showed up. But hey, I made it. Life has been a little bit of cray, but I'm here and I got it done. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So my topic this week is going to be finding your center. Holistic wellness for BIPOC mental health. I thought it was important. We always talk about mental health and awareness. This community and BIPOC community is a little different than everyone else because of the resources or lack of resources or familiar things or non-familiar things. So I wanted to just give a little shout out, a little point to them specifically to be like, you're in this conversation. It does include you, and let's go from there. So, Mental Health Awareness Month was first observed in May of 1949. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that long ago. And it was initiated by the National Association for Mental Health, which is now Mental Health America. The goal was to raise awareness about mental illness and wellness, reduce stigma, and encourage people to seek help. This effort was spurred by the work of Clifford Beers, who documented his experiences in a mental health institution and advocated for reform. The reason also about this, the stigma and things like that, in my culture, in my house, a lot of black and brown, it says whatever happens, what happens in the house stays in the house. So we are not encouraged to talk about our issues. We are not encouraged to seek therapy. We're not encouraged to do anything outside of healing. So I think that's why our community is a little lacking and behind the ball of mental health awareness. But hopefully every year it gets a little more. And hopefully with this, I can entice more people or incorporate more people in this conversation. Holistic wellness focuses on a comprehensive approach to mental and emotional health, akin to kind of nurturing the tree by considering its roots, its soil, sunlight, and water. It emphasizes the interconnectedness of the mind, body, and soul, promoting balance to enhance resilience, decrease stress, and addressing mental health issues. In the BIPOC community, these are necessities and a holistic approach that provides a diverse practice for overall nourishment and healing. On today's topics, we would understand the understanding of the connection of mental health awareness and cultures, holistic wellness practices for symptom reduction, how to use holistic wellness, some practices, breathwork and stuff to reduce your symptoms of mental health, and a call to action. Let's give you some action tips of what you could do next. Systematic factors like racism and discrimination in BIPOC communities create significant stressors. Constant exposure to prejudice and inequalities contributes to higher rates of depression, anxiety, PTSD, and substance abuse in these communities. Racism can result in trauma, anger, and hopelessness, eroding mental well-being. Thus, holistic self-care and community support are essential for resilience and healing. Holistic wellness. Building on that understanding of external pressures, let's now turn inward to the power of holistic wellness. This approach recognizes that we are not just our thoughts or our feelings. We are complex beings comprised of a dynamic interplay between our mind, body, and soul. Think of these three elements as interconnected circles. When one circle is out of balance, it can impact the others. Holistic wellness seeks to bring harmony to these circles. It's not just about treating a symptom, it's about nurturing the entire system. By addressing our physical health through movement and nutrition, we can positively influence our mood and reduce stress. By engaging in practices like quiet the mind, mindfulness, meditation, we can cultivate emotional regulation and inner peace. Connecting with our sense of purpose, community, and spirituality, we can foster meaning and resilience in the face of adversity. Therefore, holistic wellness offers a multifaceted approach to healing. It provides us with a diverse toolkit of practices that work together cooperatively to build inner strength, cope with challenges, and cultivate lasting well-being on all levels. It deals with the mind, body, and soul construct. There are 5 holistic wellness practices for symptom reductions: mindfulness and meditation, movement and body connection, nutritional well-being, and community and connection. For mindfulness and meditation, it reduces anxiety, it reduces depression, and it reduces stress. There are some practices for mindful meditation. Mindful movement is rooted in culture. Examples are like dance, yoga, Tai Chi, storytelling, reflective listening, and some nature connection practices like grounding and forest bathing. Body scan meditations, mindful walking, or mindful eating, and exploring meditations led by BIPOC practitioners. Breath work like Kulari Kum, which is from Africa, Pranayama, which is from India, Qigong from China, and shamanic breathwork, which deals with various indigenous traditions and chanting and prayer. Community-based communication and corrective reflectionists, kind of like sound bathings or group meditation. On movement and body connection, physical activity is a powerful tool for mood regulation and stress reduction, which benefits our mental and emotional well-being. Physical activity is essentially for mood regulation, stress reduction, benefiting mental and emotional well-being as dancing to culturally significant music, gentle stretching or yoga, walking or running in nature, engaging in team sports or physical activities within a community. Movement and body connection and how it works. For mood regulation, exercise boosts endorphins, creating a feeling of euphoria. It stabilizes serotonin and dopamine and enhancing mood and motivation. Serotonin is what helps you sleep. So the good sleep, we all know a lack of sleep causes psychosis. Self-esteem boost. Achieving fitness goals, improving self-esteem and body images. Like if you want to say you started on a weight loss journey and you lost your first 5 pounds, or you want to go back to the gym and your goal is to make it 3 days a week and you make it. It doesn't mean time frame. It's just you set a goal and you hit it. That can also reduce your stress. Regular exercise enhances sleep, which is crucial for mood regulation. As I mentioned, lack of sleep causes psychosis and gets you all out of whack. Engaging in physical activity diverts focuses from stress, diverts your focus, from your stresses. So if you're really stressed out, but if you exercise, it helps you forget about it for a little bit and you don't worry about it because you're feeling good, your self-esteem is good, and your endorphins have been boosted. Exercise reduces cortisol and adrenaline levels, improving overall stress response. Cortisol is a hormone that causes a lot of women, to gain fat. So it's released when we're stressed out, it reduces cortisol, and it also helps us save fat around that midsection. So if you can get your stress down, it reduces the cortisol, and it also helps you lose weight. It also helps the body effectively respond to stressors. If you are relaxed and calm and you can work it out, the stress doesn't hit you so hard. There is a book that is called The Body Keeps the Score, and it's actually about how stress affects your body. Like some people have knee pain, joint pain, stuff like that. My stressors are in my shoulders. When I get really stressed out, I get like knots like the size of baseballs in both my shoulders, and it's crazy. You can physically see this knot because I'm stressed out. And also now, as I get older, I'm recognizing my stress stays in my knees. I have osteoarthritis, and when I'm stressed out, my knees start aching and they hurt. And we all know that motion is a lotion to your joints. Reduce muscle tension. Physical activity alleviates muscle tension related to stress. Like my muscle tension in my shoulders, if I work out, it can move it can reduce that. Practices like yoga, dancing, and martial arts promote relaxation through controlled movement and mindfulness. It's also imperative to find a joyful movement that you can practice daily so that you at least get your exercises in. And most of all, exercising increases your energy levels. Regular exercise boosts energy, enhancing resilience to stress. Nutritional well-being. The food we eat profoundly impacts the intricate workings of our brain and body, and this connection extends directly to our mental health. Our brain requires a constant supply of nutrients to function optimally, producing neurotransmitters that regulate mood, energy, and focus. A diet lacking in essential vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats can impair these processes, potentially contributing to symptoms of depression, anxiety, and fatigue. Focus on incorporating more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains into meals. Use mindful eating practices, connect with hunger and fullness cues. Exploring traditional healthy recipes from one's cultural background. Conversely, a nutrient-rich diet, abundant in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, provides the building blocks for a healthy brain and can support emotional well-being. The gut microbe, often called our second brain, also plays a significant role in its health. Is heavily influenced by dietary choices, further impacting mental health through the gut-brain axis or stomach-brain axis. Community and connection. Strong social support and community ties are vital safety net for our mental and emotional well-being. When we feel connected to others, whether it's family, friends, culture groups, or broader community network, it provides a powerful buffer against stress and adversity. Schedule regular time to connect with loved ones, participate in community events or cultural celebrations, joining online or in-person support groups for BIPOC individuals, and volunteering within the community helps build that connectedness and make you feel resilient. There's some protective community and connections have some protective benefits. Strong social supports and community ties offer numerous benefits. Reduce feelings of isolation, belonging, combats loneliness, helping prevent depression and anxiety. Emotional support and validation. Sharing struggles with trusted individuals provides understanding and relief from difficult emotions. Social networks offer tangible support like advice and help during challenging times. Community ties foster identity and purpose, protecting against marginalization. Connecting with those who have similar backgrounds creates understanding and solidarity. A support system enhances resilience, aiding in coping with life's changes. Overall, these connections are vital for mental and emotional health, especially within BIPOC communities, providing strength and healing against systemic challenges. Engaging in cultural activities, connecting with family and friends, or joining community groups highlights the importance of finding safe spaces for sharing experiences like a church, a mosque, a temple, a community center, or your home. Connecting with one's cultural heritage can be a profound source of strength and resilience for mental well-being, particularly for BIPOC individuals. You will be tapping into a deep well of history, traditions, values, and wisdom that has been passed down through generations. Listening to music from one's heritage, engaging in traditional art forms like painting, weaving, storytelling, connecting with elders or cultural leaders for wisdom and guidance, participating in spiritual and religious practices that are meaningful. These are some practices that you can have for your cultural affirming practices. Connecting with cultural heritage offers numerous benefits for mental well-being and emotional well-being. Cultural traditions provide effective ways to cope with stress, adversity through rituals and communal gatherings. Cultural heritage fosters support, communities that mitigate loneliness and isolation. Embracing one's heritage can instill pride and motivation by recognizing ancestral contributions. Engaging with cultural practices enriches life with deeper meaning and connection. For BIPOC communities, cultural heritage aids in healing from historical trauma through ancestral resilience. Culturally rooted methods like meditation, prayer, and chanting are often more relatable and sustainable. Connecting with one's cultural background nurtures identity, community, and strength, underscoring the importance of culturally competent therapists and healers. Mental health and wellness is a marathon, not a sprint. Give yourself some grace. Take time to reflect as you explore some of these holistic practices and options discussed here with you today, and find something that resonates with you. Just one thing. Review everything you've discussed. Try one thing. Maybe do a sound bath, or maybe do grounding, which is you're barefoot and you go out on the woods, you go out in your grass and you just walk around barefoot, or hug a tree, or you can lay down on the grass and give yourself positive affirmations. Find one of these things that you can practice quick and you can do quickly for yourself, like 5-5-5. There's a breath work I do, and it's an account of 5. So you breathe in for 5, you hold for 5, and you release for 5. And you can do that 3 times in a row. That's 45 seconds that can just get you back centered and help you cope. It's very important to seek self-compassion and seeking support when it's needed. It's okay not to be okay. We have to remove the stigma from mental health because it's there to help you. Your mental health is just as good as your physical health and your emotional health and your spiritual health. I thank you very much for tuning in. On this page, I'd like to do, there's some resources that I found. These are sites and platforms that I found in Connecticut, since I'm based in Connecticut, but you can also kind of search for them in your area. And these offer search filters for Black, Indigenous, and people of color therapists, their specialties, their experiences, their locations, and culturally competent services. There is Psychology Today, Inclusive Therapists, Healing Springs Wellness Center, Hope for Today Counseling Ministry, the Calm app, and Headspace. Do yourself a favor. Working on you first before you can work on others. And let's get our mental health together. We have 30 days for the month of May to get our mental health together. Your mental health works on your emotional health. Your emotional health helps your spiritual health. And all those three together helps your physical health. So we can do this together. Any other questions or comments, you can always reach me out at 860-375-3199. My email address is info.tspcoaching@gmail.com. As always, let's talk, let's get it done. Self-care is not selfish, it's necessary. Have a blessed day. Bye.